Oh, August 6th, 2021. Back up again. This time for channel member Philip DeAngelis. Philip, I tried to say, hey, I already got a recap of this show, so here I go again. I already got a recap of this show. If you want to choose another, feel free to choose another. Since I already have one of this, I feel like I didn't even have to do a recap. Boom. So here we go. This is the previous Deer Creek 2021. Love 2021. Big fan of 21. Big fan of Deer Creek. However, not a big fan of this whiteboard. I don't know. Had pretty much had the whiteboard itself on the ceiling, and then the font hadn't quite worked that out yet in 2021 either. Didn't realize how long it took me to develop the patent FDAPA 20. F who? Font. FDAPA. All right, Philip D. Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for the request. And let me know if you have another one for the month of May. Here we go. Well, look at this. I'm going to have to shake this sucker up a little bit here for night one of Deer Creek, August 6th, 2021. Night one of a 3-night run. So it's like, okay, it's just night one. Let's not get too crazy and carried away here with the expectations. Well, they kind of screwed us on that right off the bat, opening up with a Carini and following it up with a Wolfman's in the Sand. Like, you know, me, and I'm sure a lot of other people love it. Okay, Carini may be a bit polarizing, but if you don't like Wolfman's and you don't like Sand, man, what's going on? What's wrong with you? So in the Sand, we get like a screaming tray. Of course, this beginning trio was a lot of page going on, as always. And but we got some screaming tray here in the Sand that I like. You know, we got a nice ring from Trey and the Wolfman's brother, the Carini, and our second Carini. All these, you know, we had double dip now on all these, so that whole repeats thing is long gone out the window, not even tonight. And you know, it's nice to see Carini over here in the first set, opening up. It'd be cool to see Wolfman's over here some night, going a little crazy with it. So boom, like I said, a big start right there. I love that, as I'm sure as most people did. And then Paige getting off to a hot start, gets a chance here to show off the vocals with Lawn Boy. And then right here, this is pretty amazing. We get a whack tube, boom, we get a tube, a whack tube, back to back. And then tube had the type of first set jam you'd expect. The Casvot songs, once again, you know, coming through with a little bit of a jam there in whack tube. Nellie Kane, horn, oh, they got me with a horn. So we get Nellie Kane and Rift. Rift was at the only point at the night where it was like, oh, ooh, that sounded a little rough there with Rift, but you know, all right, whatever. Yeah, they can't all be zingers, all right. We struggled a little bit there, and then not that the jamming was done, you know. A little strong wedge to end the first set, and then of course a rocking out Walls of the Cave wedge, the limestone capital of the world, Trey announced during that, and you know, from that beginning and into the wedge here, and then what we got going on over here, it was like, all right, you know, this was a rocker. It's like, all right, man, this is in fact a jam band. All of this right here, you know, that only gets the circle, it gets the check. Very good Sand, very good Carini, very good Wolfman's. Now, so all that was very good, but on to this. You know, this is the deal. This is the main event, what we're always here for. We get AC/DC Bag starting out the second set. Okay. So again, we got a pretty good opener there, a real good opener, and then, you know, kind of a token closer there. Never needed you like this before. It opened night one, now it's closing a set. So they're mixing it up, that. I do like that. You know, sometimes like Jen in the second set the other night. So that's cool, you know, we're getting songs that are in the rotation, but maybe not in the traditional placement like we'd expect. So then Blaze On right here in the 2-hole, you know, like you would think in the second set, Blaze On, it's going to get a job done. You know, if we had the screaming tray over here, kind of had like a soaring tray at one point. The jam's going along nicely, all guys. They're all connected together, almost just like, you know, just how they are when they're really in the groove. All 4 guys are hitting, just almost like they got one brain. They got one brain and 8 arms. A couple feet, I guess. You know, Fishman needs his feet. So we got the soaring kind of sound in that Blaze On. That was the part that I really liked. And then a Wilson right here. So that was a little odd. We get this big jam right here, and then into a Wilson. Nothing against Wilson, man. I love me some Wilson. And I think we might have got a little silliness from Fishman there. We also got a little silliness from Fishman down here in Hood. Now, John Fishman, I know you're never going to hear this, but do not be playing around with our Hood, man. Come on now. I know it's your Hood, but... So we get the Wilson, and then, they were not done jamming. You know, the Blaze On was really good right there. That's usually their highlight. This simple right here, man, I know there have been some great simples over the year, and recency bias is a big thing, but man, this might be my favorite simple ever. That was amazing. You know, it had a real sinister sound at one point. And again, it wasn't just all Page or all Trey. It was a little bit of everything. You know, there was some at that point, you know, the Fishman wildness was welcome. Trey even at one point got in on it vocally, feeling a little wild, and then they were not done. There was a little pause in the action after this monster simple. It's like, okay, man, calm down. I know you guys are a jam band, but maybe we'll be gonna get like a Julius and you know, I don't know, First Tube or something to rock this thing out. No, they in fact were not done jamming with Hood, and then Never Needed You Like This Before, as I mentioned, coming off the Trey album. You know, when they had him locked in that room with the toilet paper. What you taking a lot of shits? He had a lot of toilet paper. So, Never Needed You Like This Before ends it. Sanity. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sanity in the encore. I always wonder what staffers were thinking at that point. And then Limb by Limb. And just in case the Chompers were not satisfied, you get a little Chomper anthem action ending the night. Let's say it to me, Santos. But boy, whew, I know they can do it. I know they can top this. But night one, that's pretty strong. Coming off the night they had the other night, man. Sharpie's dying on me, guys. Got to get a new Sharpie. The Simple deserved more red. And not to screw with Wilson here, but damn. Gosh, dude. They did it again, man. Almost got me. All right, guys. Boom. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. We will not see you there. I know a lot of people have been like, you coming, you coming, you coming. Are you going to any shows? I am going to some shows, just unfortunately not Phish. Guided by Voices, Billy Strings, and oh, we got an email today. The Guided by Voices